Hi friends, this is Dr.Namrata from Shriji Dental Care, and I am back again with yet another beautiful story that I came across when I was reading. It's about trusting God. So the story goes like this. Once upon a time, there lived a king who was very kind and was very good and kind towards all his people. He used to keep all his ministers also very well. One day, he wanted to have an apple, and he was cutting an apple on his own. By mistake, with the knife, he cut his finger along with the apple, and his finger started bleeding profusely. Quickly, one of the ministers who was standing beside him came towards him and said, "Oh my God, it's okay. Whatever happens, happens for good. Thank God for whatever he does." King got annoyed. He shouted at him, "Have you gone mad? My finger is bleeding so profusely, and you are saying whatever happens, happens for good? You should be put in jail." He was really put in jail, but at that very moment, again the minister repeated, "Whatever happens, happens for good. I thank God for whatever he did." He was then put in jail. Next day, King decided to go to the jungle. He went to the jungle, and while he was on his way, he lost his way to come back to his kingdom. He was caught by a tribal group. The tribal group wanted to sacrifice the king to God. So they tie him to one of the trees, and they drink and they dance around the tree, and they are singing that we are going to sacrifice king to our God for their goodwill. That's what was their belief. So they did that, and suddenly they realized that the king had a big cut on his finger. So one of the tribal person says that we cannot sacrifice this body to our God because he already has a cut on his finger. So they had to leave him and let him go. When he comes back to his kingdom, he goes to the minister and he tells that this is what happened because this cut on my finger, I was not sacrificed by the tribal people. The minister again repeats, "Thank God, because whatever God does it for our good. We must trust in him. And I thank God that I was also in jail. Otherwise, I would have been there with you and they would have sacrificed me instead of you. That is why I repeat, whatever God does it for our good, and we must trust God for whatever he does." So the moral of the story is that we should trust God. Believe that whatever happens for our own good. If we follow this philosophy, then we will stop worrying too much, and it would make our life much more happier. Basically, this whole incident that happened at my clinic yesterday instigated me to tell this story to all of you because I saw one lady who walked into my clinic yesterday. She was really worried. She was worried that her 2 daughters are away from her overseas. They are in Canada. She was really worried that how they are coping up alone over there and how she wishes to be there. I did make her understand that there are people who are much more in need than what you're thinking right now. Definitely worrying is not going to get her anywhere. But I told her the same very story, and she got a smile on her face. And I hope I can increase your belief or trust or faith in God by a little this much with this story. Thank you. I hope you enjoyed the story.